TDS's new player versus player game mode, or for simplicity's sake, PvP, was released not too long ago, about a week ago, and it has had quite a multitude of problems that came with the game mode. Of course, on the main part, it is somewhat enjoyable. It is a somewhat enjoyable game mode, but definitely could have been better than it was. This feels ever so slightly less inexcusable than something like hardcore because of the sheer amount of tests it's been through since the start of TDS. Being a game mode that from practically game one to getting removed and then implemented slowly over a few tests more recently, hardcore really only had one test to get it right, and then over that time they tinkered it, and once it was fully implemented it was still unbalanced as shit. I don't know what to tell you. This feels worse. And for the final product being what we got, I'm not sure it was exactly worth it. So what exactly is so wrong with PvP? Well, I fear there's a few minor things that lead up to an overarching problem. The first kind of sin, wrong channel, of such this game mode commits is that it relies way too heavily on sending. Sending, of course, is a crucial mechanic in game modes like this, in games like Tower Battles, and just games like BTD, am I saying all the letters? BTD Battles. But I feel that Tower Battles executes this mechanic much better than TDS does, and in my opinion, BTD Battles does. I love that game. That game is good fun. That's in part due to the removal of the ecosystem, or incentive, you might call it, the eco incentive. Sending in Tower Battles feels a lot more strategic than sending in TDS or BTD Battles, because you don't really gain anything from it. You're trying to exploit a weakness that you've identified in your opponents, and it's just by the knowledge of the game. Like, if you know that the anarchist doesn't have hidden detection and they've only got an anarchist, you'll send some hiddens in. That's just what you'll do. Whereas in TDS it feels more mindless, as you like just send just to get your eco up, and don't really think about what you're sending most of the time. Like, take for example the first few waves of a 1v1. You betcha, both parties are sending a shitload of normals as soon as wave 2 starts to get that eco up. This mechanic feels more like it rewards you if you prioritize sending zombies instead of playing the actual tower defense part of the game, you know, the thing the game is named after. It's called Tower Defense Simulator. It's only 2/3 of the name, but like, it rewards you for more playing kind of dirty than actually being good at the game, and that's what I think is, well, the first sin: prioritizing spamming over actual good and intuitive gameplay. This could easily be rectified by giving more of a reward to the player on the receiving end of the mass barrage of hazmats, by maybe giving them more money for killing them, similar to Tower Battles. And of course, I don't want to compare these two games too much, as they really are separate, but when it comes to the implementation of a PvP game mode into a Roblox tower defense game, it is interesting to see how the two differ and go about it. These are two games that have been heavily compared and contrasted for years because of just how similar it was. Do you know what else is a sin, though? The fact you haven't liked and subscribed. We're trying to reach 1k by the end of August, baby, and I think we can do it, but we need your help. So, like, subscribe, and if you can, share it. If you want to tweet me your thoughts, just at Noobified, not at Noobified, at Tubified on X or Twitter, whatever you're inclined to call it at this point. I don't know. Blame Elon Musk. Another problem I want to bring up is the way ELO works. ELO? ELO? We're going to call it ELO from now on, because I can't be asked to say ELO for the rest of this paragraph and a half. ELO works. Again, another feature that is a multitude of games across the gaming landscape, and has been a massive feature to gaming for absolutely ages. It's genuinely really hard to find a competitive game with a ranked game mode without some kind of ELO system or similar. While inherently ELO is not a bad thing, and is obviously a great way to measure wins, being able to rank up and de-rank, meaning that you always want to be on your best behavior, best game, be on your best game. So if it's not the system itself, then what is the problem? It's the way it's implemented. If we look at a screenshot courtesy of Reddit user leading_plate_260, you can see that once one loss lost him 54 elo, which is quite a lot for losing just one game. And then he states further in a comment, so I played another 2 matches, and the one I won I gained 31 elo, which when a loss makes you lose almost as much as you gain from 2 wins, you know something's unbalanced as hell. Now, this is, of course, a pretty potent problem, because when you're making a game mode fun, you want winning to be, well, rewarding. It does not feel rewarding when you give the winner almost half as much as you take away when they lose. It'd be like if you won the Olympics and then came third, and they took off your gold medal, cut in half, and then gave you a half gold, half bronze one. That's not fun. You just wouldn't go back to the Olympics. You just wouldn't play again. And that's kind of what I've done. I've won once, I've lost 4 times, and I've given up. This game mode is shit. I'm joking. Now, this comes into effect when you realise just how shit some of the community is when it comes to this game mode. Some people are just downright evil. I swear they will talk shit and send for days and call you a noob. Like, I know it's in my name, but come on! Elo becomes more of a problem when you realise that matchmaking is so bad in this game. My opponents either feel like I'm playing against Below Natural himself or Tiny Tim with 3 brain cells. Normally, Tiny Tim ends up on my team as well in a 2v2 versus Below Natural and Razuatics. Does he even still play the game? Where has he gone? Poor guy. It's such an odd system. Like how it can't pay up with people of your actual skill level and how they play similar to you. You know, it'd be nice if you were paired up with people that were actually similar to you and didn't just want to send constantly. But the game also rewards sending, and that needs to be fixed. And this video is Previously, I mentioned these factors built up to one big problem. The title of this video is about this very problem. And the problem is that PvP just is not fun. It just isn't fun. There is no beating around the bush. There is nothing that I can say that would make it fun, really. Well, there's a few things I think would make it more fun. There's a few fixes that I'm gonna give to you in a minute. But like, genuinely, I don't think it's fun. I think it's fucking shit. I can't lie. That's my genuine opinions on it. It is fucking shit. It has not been tested nearly enough. They've made way too many changes to it since the original tests were actually all right. You know, people were like, okay, this is fine, but hopefully it's not going to end up in the game like this. It ended up in the game like that. I don't know what the fuck they've been doing except making maps the past few months. It is bad. It is really bad. I don't like it. There is an essence of a good and enjoyable game mode, but it rewards players too little, and to win it feels like you are forced to spam a stupid amount of zombies by a system that just doesn't reward skill at all. If you play TDS how it's meant to be played, you know, a tower defense game, you're punished by having a drastic amount of ELO removed from your account. The only way to win is to effectively play dirty and just send a load of zombies until your enemies' eco and towers are stretched to such a point where it just snaps and breaks and they lose. Hopefully to a barrage of breakers you've sent them, because oh my god, those things are annoying. It's much easier to win by having a good to okay defense and just sending, and as your opponents will have to focus on defending the sent, so they won't have enough money themselves to send. So you're gonna have if you send a lot first, you will be in a very good position, especially if you send a lot of, you know, actual high HP zombies or zombies that need dealing with, something like speedies. Slows are ones that I've seen a lot. I don't know why, they're quite easy, but like, it feels much less rewarding to win because you haven't really beat the opposition, you've just kind of overwhelmed them. It doesn't feel the same as it would to have to winning tower battles where you feel like, oh my god, wow, they played a good game. They had Golden Z. They had no, that's not a thing. That's TDX. They had fucking, I don't know, Golden Commando, and I still won with my phaser because I outwitted them. That feels a lot better than, yeah, no, I just sent a load of hazmats and breakers. I'm gonna use this ability that deducted 10 health from their base, even though they didn't do anything. Yeah, I'm pretty good at this game, aren't I? They could be the better tower defense player, but but the player versus player game mode doesn't bother to test that at all. It tests mouse clicking and mini managing skills, really. How can TDS fix this problem, though? Well, they could fix the sending system, as said previously, but could also make ELO, or I need to fucking figure out how I'm saying it. ELO, one of the two. I'll pick one. Much easier to get than it is to lose. Maybe instead of gaining 30 and losing 50 for a win and a loss respectively, you should gain 50 and lose 25. You know, just a thought. The final thing TDS should fix is definitely their matchmaking system. Maybe it needs a few more parameters to understand what makes people of a similar level than it currently takes, because it obviously just uses ranks like the Corporal 3 or whatever they've decided to call them, or like Veteran 6. It's obviously just ranked that way, but it should be ranked in more than that. It should be ranked in level. Maybe. Oh, I'm glad event towers aren't in this, so that wouldn't matter. Yeah, maybe just add levels in there. So if I'm level 420 something, I'm going against level 420 somethings, or like similar levels, not like 100 off, but like similar-ish levels. Anyway, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. Let me know what you think about TDS's PvP mode. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I'm sure you've already gathered that. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. It would help out a ton. Also, leave your comments in the, comments, or on Twitter. The link shall be in the description. Yet again, thank you so much for the support recently, and I'll see you again soon. The last video, the Commander video, some people took that too seriously. Really did take that a bit too seriously, because I don't know how the thumbnail said he shat himself. I don't know how you took it. There were people who took that way too seriously. It was like the point about the commander and the DJ doesn't make any sense. I'm like, no, it doesn't make any sense. Can you make a video around this fucking thumbnail? It's bloody hard. It's bloody hard. The commander hasn't had a fall off at all. He's just kind of been left out a tiny bit more than he was before. It's quite hard to make a video about why if I can't even identify the root cause. The root I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video or a YouTube short, whichever one I decide. See ya.